The U.S. Department of Defense issued a statement on Monday, supporting Vietnam and criticizing Chinese activities in Hanoi's exclusive economic zone. The statement described Chinese actions as bullying. The statement follows the intensification of activities by Hyundai 8, a Chinese survey vessel, which approached the Vietnamese coastline over the weekend. The vessel was conducting activities in Vietnam's exclusive economic zone earlier this year, which the Vietnamese government sharply condemned. The Department of Defense is greatly concerned by China's continued efforts to violate the rules-based international order throughout the Indo-Pacific. China will not win the trust of its neighbors nor the respect of the international community by maintaining its bullying tactics. The statement echoes a warning earlier this summer by the U.S. Department of State using similar language to condemn activities by Chinese vessels in Vietnam's exclusive economic zone at Vanguard Bank. Morgan Ortagus, a spokesperson for the U.S. Department of State, released a statement then condemning China's repeated provocative actions aimed at the offshore oil and gas development of other claimant states threaten regional energy security and undermine the free and open Indo-Pacific energy market. China's reclamation and militarization of disputed outposts in the South China Sea, along with other efforts to assert its unlawful South China Sea maritime claims, including the use of maritime militia to intimidate, coerce, and threaten other nations, undermine the peace and security of the region, the U.S. State Department statement had added. The United States has stepped up its freedom of navigation operations in the disputed South China Sea as it challenges Beijing's efforts to strengthen its maritime claims in the region. American officials have signaled Washington will boost measures to counter China's expansion in the area and include allies in future missions, but observers say Beijing is unlikely to be deterred. The patrols have angered Beijing, which has previously sent vessels to warn off and dispel U.S. warships, sometimes risking collision. Remarks this week from Admiral Phil Davidson, head of the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, suggest the operations will become more frequent. Davidson told the Senate Armed Services Committee hearing that Beijing was spreading its influence through fear and coercion, and there would be more freedom of navigation operations by the U.S. and its allies, including United Kingdom, to send the message that the international community did not accept China's claims in the region. Earlier this month, Admiral John Richardson, chief of U.S. Naval Operations, said the U.S. should explore new ways to enforce the rules designed to govern encounters between navies and extend them to coast guards and maritime militias, the so-called Second and Third Sea forces that Beijing has used to advance its sovereignty claims. I'm not sure Trump sees the South China Sea differently than his predecessors did, but things have certainly been getting worse there year by year, as Beijing reclaims more land and further militarizes its assets, said Sean King, vice president of Park Strategies political consultancy in New York. U.S. Navy ships have sailed the South China Sea 11 times under Trump as part of a program called Freedom of Navigation Operation. The ships monitor Chinese activity and are quietly welcomed by China's rivals in Asia. To step up pressure on China, the Trump government is working more than previous administrations with Western allied navies from Japan and Australia into Western Europe. Thank you.